If you're really serious about living life on easy mode and getting out of hustle, then this chapter is going to show you how. Because life is meant to be enjoyed, and we're not here to struggle. We weren't put on this planet in order to struggle and suffer through it. So, this chapter is going to talk about how to live life this way. This is chapter 14, The Effortless Way. The principle of least action governs everything in physics, from the path of a planet to the path of a pulse of light. Least action is the minimum of energy multiplied by the minimum of time. Therefore, in moving from your present state to the state desired, you must use the minimum of energy and take the shortest possible time. And in other words, what he means is you don't have to put in a lot of effort in order to imagine what it is that you want to be. If right now, today, you do not have the love of your life, you're single and you really want to be in a relationship, all you need to do is imagine, think about what it is you want. What would you like? What would you like your life to be when you have that relationship of your dreams? How would you like things to look? How do you spend mornings? How do you go for walks? Do you hold hands when you're on walks? What do people say to you when they see you together? It's that simple to change your state by just thinking about what it is that you want. And it does not take effort to think thoughts. It might take a bit of effort to, if you've had a lot of negative energy and a lot of negative thoughts about a subject. And so to train your mind and start thinking consistently and persist with the thoughts of the state that you want, but it is not a matter of struggle. It is easy and it is effortless to start thinking about what it is we want. Your journey from one state of consciousness to another is a psychological one. So, to make the journey, you must employ the psychological equivalent of least action. And the psychological equivalent is mere assumption. The day you fully realize the power of assumption, you discover that it works in complete conformity within this principle. It works by means of attention minus effort. Thus, with least action through an assumption, you hurry without haste and reach your goal without effort. Because creation is finished, what you desire already exists. It is excluded from view because you can see only the contents of your own consciousness. And that is so right, because everything already exists. There are multiple and infinite realities. If we want to talk about, I think it's the double sledge experiment, the scientific experiment, it states that matter is not really solid and it changes depending on the observer. So the reality, so whatever the observer is, whatever the observer is observing it, that's how it changes. So it doesn't stay in one solid state. And that's the same with reality. There are infinite numbers of realities. There is, if you want to be, if you want to be wealthy, there is a version of you that's already earning the money that you want. If you want to be healthy, there is a version of you that already has the body or the health that you want. And you just have to choose that version with your thoughts. You have to think about the person that you want as if it already happened. You cannot stay thinking about what you don't like and think that things are going to change. They will not. You have to move into the person who has the idea by your thoughts. Start thinking today like your dream has already happened. Start thinking how wonderful it is that you have it, how wonderful it is that I'm now healthy. Oh, it's so wonderful that I can go for walks and, and it's just so easy for me. I love the fact that I walk around and, I breathe easily when I'm going on walks. I can walk for as long as I want. You have to move into that state, and it's so easy to do. You do not need a lot of effort. That reality that you want already exists. And it's just stressed out in this book over and over again because it is that simple. But it is that simple that we sometimes miss it. And we as humans tend to complicate things. But it is simple. It is simple and designed that it's simple for you as well. You can decide that you live the effortless way. It's so easy for you. So I'm gonna reread this paragraph. Because creation is finished, what you desire already exists. It is excluded from view because you can see only the contents of your own consciousness. It is the function of an assumption to call back the excluded view and restore full vision. It is not the world, but your assumptions that change. So when you're when you're creating something, you're not necessarily trying to change the world. You're changing your own assumptions, i.e., you're changing your own thoughts and feelings about a particular situation, a particular person. You're changing you. An assumption brings the invisible into sight. It is nothing more nor less than seeing with the eye of God, i.e., the eye of imagination. Bible quote. For the Lord sees not as man sees. For man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart. The heart here is the primary organ of sense, hence the first cause of experience. When you look on the heart, you're looking at your assumptions, and assumptions determine your experience. Watch your assumption with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. And as assumptions have the power of objective realization, every event in the visible world is the result of an assumption or idea in the unseen world. In other words, everything is created twice. First, it's created in imagination or in our thoughts, in our mind, before it becomes a physical object. So everything that we see is a result of someone's vision or imagination or someone's thinking. The present moment is all important, for it is only in the present moment that our assumption can be controlled. The future must become the present in your mind if you would wisely operate the law of assumption. The future becomes the present when you imagine that you already are what you will be when your assumption is fulfilled. So, for example, if you are wanting to manifest a car, you have to see yourself already driving it, and you have to feel in your imagination what that's, touching the steering wheel, looking at the pedometer, driving down the road, feeling the wind in your hair, having people in your car, giving lifts in the car, and people commenting and saying, "Oh, what a nice car you've got!" So seeing yourself with the freedom that would come with driving that car. So you can always, if you live it in the fact that I'm gonna get it, you will always, it will always be coming. You have to think of it like it has already come, like you've already got it. Be still, i.e., less action, and know that you are that which you desire to be. The end of longing should be being. Translate your dream into being. Perpetual construction of future states without the consciousness of already being them, that is, picturing your desire without actually assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, is fallacy and mirage of mankind. I'll read this again. Perpetual construction of future states without the consciousness of already being them, that is, picturing your desire without actually assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, is the fallacy and mirage of mankind. It is simply futile daydreaming. That's the end of this chapter. And in conclusion, there is a big difference between living from the law of assumption and being someone that occupies their dreams, occupies the state that they want to be, and being someone who just daydreams. If you daydream, you just think about something and it is far off in the distance. But if you're serious about manifesting, you move from daydreaming, from just thinking about something that and it's far off in the future, and you bring it close. You think as if it's already happened, and you see yourself in it. You see yourself living it, and that is the key difference between people that live effortlessly and people that are just living in perpetual daydreams. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next chapter.